In 14 and 15, we're presented with a question with no line reference, but of course, we have to then find the line reference. We have to find the answer to 14 and then give the portion of the text, the lines that gave us the answer to that question, right? So this is one of those two-part questions. Now, with this question, we can combine what we talked about previously with the two-part questions with what we talked about with keywords. So first off, we know the answer has got to be between 22, line 22, and line 72. And that's not exactly a narrow range, but at the very least, it bounds the area that we're going to be looking at. And I've already sliced off 22 to 72 on the page here. Well, we can also combine that with keywords. We might want to look for maybe traditional organizations, maybe individuals, and then maybe even words in the choices: innovative, influential, regulations, reliable, interconnected, efficient, expensive, something like that, right? So there's a lot of words that we might have to search for. In other words, this is why I call this episode word search. With a question like this, the key is the answer is in the passage somewhere. It's in the text. You're going to have to search through a lot of words and a lot of the passage to find it, but it is there. So when you're on a question like this and you're stuck, don't think necessarily that you don't get something. Think instead that you just haven't found the portion of the text that gives you the answer, because usually when you find it, it's pretty straightforward on a question like this. So we would begin then to read from 22 to 72 to find this answer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just zoom in on the portion of text that you would hopefully find, and that's closer to the end here, actually lines 66 to 72. So we're going to go down to basically this last paragraph down here. And we're going to see a number of our keywords are reflected in this portion of the passage, which is why this might indicate to us the answer is here. Social structuring is in fact enabling not only a new kind of global economy, but a new kind of society in which amplified individuals, there's that word from the question, individuals empowered with technologies and the collective intelligence of others in their social network, can take on many functions that previously only large organizations, there's that word, could perform, often more efficiently, at lower cost or no cost at all, and with much greater ease. So let's back up. The question wanted to know how traditional organizations have tended to be in comparison to individuals. And here we see that individuals can do things that previously only large organizations, or one might say perhaps traditional, right? Because they're the previous organizations that did all these things. So it was more in the past, more traditional. So these individuals could do things that traditional organizations could perform only more or often more efficiently and at lower cost. So in other words, if we're comparing the traditional organizations to individuals, traditional organizations would be not as efficient and not at a low cost. In other words, expensive. So we look at the choices, we like choice D because the traditional organizations are less efficient and more expensive in comparison to the individuals. And again, notice that comes directly from this portion of the passage. So if you can find it, you should be good to go. Don't pick a choice ABC here if you can't find the evidence in the passage to support it. Don't infer, don't imagine what the answer could be. You have to find the evidence. So we can get rid of A, B, and C because it's not mentioned. The answer to this one is D. And then with 15, once we found the portion of text, we know that the answer is choice D. But I would always check all four choices here. So I would check A and B and C just to double check, make sure that they don't mention anything either in D or anything in the choices. But when you go back and check these line references, you'll see they have absolutely nothing to do with this question. So 15 is D. To learn more about Reason Prep's SAT, SAT subject test, and ACT video courses, go to reasonprep.com/enroll, and you can find the link in the description below the video.